Welcome to another live here with Design Bundles. We are so excited because our ultimate dollar event went live this morning. And as we can see that you guys are already purchasing all of these designs. And if you guys have not checked out these designs, we have them linked down below for you guys. So this dollar event is active now through December 2nd. So we are so excited. I'm going to show you a few projects that I've already made using some of these designs from this event, as well as I'm going to make a couple projects using those same designs today. So we're going to make a couple of those. We have got sublimation as well as a mandala design. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so I hope you guys had a super amazing Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope you guys are being safe Black Friday shopping, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this dollar event. You guys can't miss it. So once again, if you guys have not seen the event that's going on right now on designbundles.net, head on over and check it out. I see you guys all diving in here, so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Let's start off with the projects that I've already made. I wanted to show a couple door hangers. These are also signs that you can make in your home. So this is an entire bundle, tons of different designs with these, the door hangers. So there's like different ones. You've got like this design here, lots of different ones. But what it usually comes with is the family. And then what you're going to do is you're going to insert your name in the middle. So we have tons of font on the Plus members for $1+ credit, as well as right now with the dollar event, you guys can purchase huge bundles for $1 and use those. So you're just going to bring in a font, type it out, whatever font that you guys are feeling, you're just going to type it in between that. Super duper easy. So then I welded everything and I cut it out. And I actually used my Cricut Explorer 3 without the mat, which allowed me to make this design a little bit bigger. So this is quite a big, I don't know what size this is. Let me see if it says on the back. I can't remember. I got this at Hobby Lobby. This is a 15.35 by 15.35, of course. So this is quite a big sign, almost 16 by 16, if you will. And so it's a very nice sign. This one, I painted the border black using the chalk paint from StarCraft. Now, if you guys caught our live on Monday where I showed you guys the door hangers, you guys could also just do the same thing on those flat panels from Amazon. I believe we have them linked down below for you guys. All right, so the next one I want to show you guys, and before I do, I want to show you, I made a couple bows here. Also, if you guys want to know how to make this bow, I made it on Monday's live, so definitely check that out. So you can also spruce these up even further by adding a bow on top. So I wanted to show you guys that as well. All right, so let me slide this one out of the way, and then we'll dive into our sublimation one. So this one right here, these are awesome. These are made for sublimation, and I got these from JP Plus. You get 3 in a pack. I believe they're $6 each. You have to purchase 3 at a time. These are quite thick. So what's really cool is these are sublimatable, and we have tons of them. So there is an entire bundle dedicated to these. I wanted to print one out for you. This is the 19 by, I think it's 17 by 19. Let me measure before I tell you guys a wrong one. So this is using the Sawgrass SG 1000. So this is 13 by 19, I believe is what it is. Yeah, 13 by 19. So this is those bigger prints. So if you guys have that bigger Epson, or you guys have the Sawgrass SG 1000, you guys can print on that 13 by 19. You're going to mirror it, and then you're simply going to line these up like so, and then press. So you want to make sure that you guys at least have like a 15 by 15 press. I believe these are 12 by 12. You guys can see that gloss and shine on there. But how cute is this? And I'm telling you guys, for $1, you guys can grab this entire bundle. It's super amazing. So like I said, I printed out another one because I think this guy is super cute too. So I wanted to show you how you do that. So you're simply printing it and then pressing it. Super, super easy. And once again, that gloss. And then once again, I want to show you is you can, make a bow and pop it on top somewhere here and make it even more special for these door hangers. So you could go ahead and add your string on the back and then maybe add this on that string or so, just to make it even extra, or even, a bow like this too. So I wanted to show those. Now let's go ahead and dive into the crafts that I'm doing today. So once again, if you guys are joining us, today we have our ultimate dollar event over on designbundles.net. So I highly recommend that you guys check that out. We have the links down below for you guys. So you guys let me know, are you guys snagging them? What bundles are you guys purchasing? And then also make sure if you guys are not a Plus member, check it out right now. You guys can try it out for free. They have a free trial going on. So definitely make sure you guys check that out. We'll talk about the Plus membership more in a minute. And also we're going to do Q&A at the end. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do these cute little hand towels. I have these linked below for you guys. I got these on Amazon. And then I'm going to be using my smaller Cricut Easy Press. So I'm going to bring in my little Cricut pad here. So what I'm going to do here is I've actually already cut this out with my Cricut. So I went into Cricut Design Space. Cricut Design Space. I brought this in here. This is a sublimation design that comes with 3 of these little guys, which I printed out here. 2 of these are on sublimation paper. And then one of these is on Siser EasySubli. So I know you guys are huge fans of the Siser EasySubli for sublimation. So I thought I would show you guys a project live. Now, what I actually did was I brought this into Cricut Design Space, and then I used their offset feature to give me a little bit of a border. Then I flattened it. So that way, when I went in here and did my weeding, let me go ahead and do this real quick. So when I go in here and I weed this, it's not cutting right on it. I've got that nice white border. So you guys can see that now. So using that offset in Cricut Design Space, and then, you know, make it as big or as little as you want. I think I did this like 0.125, and then I flattened it, and that's what it's going to do. It's going to just cut right around that white border. So this is Siser EasySubli. Now, when it comes with Siser EasySubli, you don't want to mirror your design. So you don't need to mirror it because it's going to cut correctly, because we're actually going to peel it off this back and lay it directly on here. You could also, if you have a bunch of pieces, you could get a carrier sheet, which you could purchase separately, or save an old one from your HTV and use it as well. So once we press this, this is going to become super duper vibrant. But look at how cute these little guys are. There's like 3 of these guys, I believe, but I messed up. Okay, so let me explain how I messed up already. I wanted to show you guys one with Siser EasySubli. I wanted to show you one with the glitter. So I wanted to show you that you could sublimate on white glitter on these towels. Then I also wanted to show you guys that you can sublimate on this white holographic. So I wanted to show you guys that, but I accidentally messed up because you want to mirror these, or you don't want to mirror these, but then you want to mirror these. So what happened here is whenever, basically they're both this way. So if I want to do this, the hat's going to be off and everything else. So I can't really show you guys that today, but that is an option. So I wanted to go ahead and still show it today. Thank you so much, Jennifer. So I wanted to show you guys today that if you're working on these hand towels here and you're working with sublimation, you guys can still pull this off. This is 100% cotton, but we're going to be able to put the Siser EasySubli on here. Or once again, you could use the holographic, which let me go ahead and weed these 2 here just to show you guys the outline here. And what you would do is you would do a tack down on these. So we would do a tack down for about 2 seconds or so, and then you would be able to sublimate right on top of them. So you see, we would go ahead and lay this down. We would do a tack down, and then we would take our design and we would lay it down and we would sublimate, which you can see. I had these with print and cut for Cricut, but I didn't have Cricut cut them because I didn't need that. I just cut away that border, and you could actually just fussy cut all the way around this guy to line it up. So do that however you'd like, or leave it with a square and press. If you do a square, I highly recommend that you get on the outside of your materials. And then it would be that same thing with Siser glitter, which you could use any brand, but this is Siser white glitter. And you can even use like their silver. You just want the lighter one, so that way it's going to pop. So you can even do, they have a white rainbow that's really pretty. But you guys can see you would be able to pop this down, press it for around 2 seconds, and then sublimate. You want to sublimate these for around, 385 for around 45 to 60 seconds. So you can definitely do that. And you can use your Cricut Easy Press. All right, so I'm sorry, but we will definitely do this again. If you guys want to see this happen, you guys want to see me do this live, once again, but maybe using some other designs, obviously, let me know, chime down below, and we will make it happen. All right, so I'm going to scoot those out of our way, and then I'm going to use our Siser EasySubli. So we're going to go ahead. What I like to do is I like to take away all these elements here. So we're going to go ahead and just lay this guy out here. And by the way, I've already got my Cricut Easy Press at 310 for 15 seconds. That is the settings for Siser EasySubli. I wanted to get it there because if you have a regular heat press, that's what I would do. I would do 310 for 15 seconds. But because we're using the Cricut Easy Press. I'm actually going to bump up my time to 3:15, and I'm going to go ahead and bump this up to like my time to 20 seconds, my temp to 3:15. So you want to add in that extra because we are using a Cricut Easy Press. So, but once again, if you're using a heat press, 310 for 15 seconds, Cricut Easy Press, 315 for 20 seconds. All right, so I'm just smoothing this out and removing any wrinkles as well as that moisture. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of center this guy up and figure out where I want it. Now keep in mind, and I'm actually gonna scoot this up to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. So what we need to do is we've got to peel this off of our backing. I'm very gently, I'm just removing this little guy here. I'm not, okay. I was trying to read that really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. Welcome. If you guys are just joining us, once again, we have the ultimate dollar deal going on. So make sure you guys check it out over on designbundles.net. This is the time of year you don't want to miss. It went live this morning. I know some things were selling out. If you guys are a Plus member, they actually reserve a few extras for you. So make sure you guys check that out. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up. So just figure out about where you want this to be on your towel. I'm thinking somewhere right about in here. So what we need next is a piece of parchment paper, or you could add in, you know, like I said, that carrier sheet. So I'm going to grab a piece of parchment because the only thing I didn't grab for this was my parchment. So we've got it here, and I accidentally bumped my camera. So I'm going to try to calm it down so it's not swaying and making you guys sick. All right, so I've got my parchment here. We're going to take our Cricut Easy Press. We're going to go right on top and hit that go button. So I'm going to hold this down, and then I'm trying to give it some medium to firm pressure because we are adhering the that adhesive vinyl, the HTV, as well as we are using the sublimation. So medium to firm pressure for that 20 seconds, just like that. So with the Siser EasySubli, you don't have to go 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So you guys are ready to see how bright this is? Look at how cute this is. Wrap that down there really quick. I'll bring this up so you guys can see. I'm going to go and move this out of our way. I'll turn that off, and then I'm going to fold this real quick. So you guys bear with me for just a minute so I can get it prepped back up for you guys. All right. Get this folded. For you guys that are just joining us, we have our ultimate dollar event going on. So definitely make sure you guys check that out over on designbundles.net. So there you guys have it. How super cute is this? So I was able to sublimate on 100% cotton using Siser EasySubli, say that 10 times fast, using my Cricut Easy Press. And then once again, I was also able to bring that inside of Cricut Design Space and add that offset. You can also do the same thing with your silhouette machine. So there's an option. So once again, if you guys want to do the same and you guys don't have Siser EasySubli, and I do believe like 143 Vinyl does sell them in individual sheets if you guys are not wanting to spend a lot and have to purchase a ton of them. So definitely check that out as well. And I do believe we've linked them down below. So once again, if you guys don't have Siser EasySubli, but maybe you do have the glitter HTV in white, you can still sublimate on that, just like so. And then also you can use like the Siser holographic as well. And I believe this one is the Siser Mystic White. So this would be really, really pretty. Also, this would be pretty with like a snowman as well. So this would give like that holographic. Once again, if you guys want to see that in another video, let me know and we'll definitely show you guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop these guys out of our way. So you guys let me know down below, what do you think about this one? Once again, this one is linked down below for you guys if you guys want to recreate it. All right, so let's scoot that out of the way and let's jump into our Mandala. So I am pumped about this one. Now, I went ahead before we went live and I cut everything out because it literally took a little bit. So this project is one that's going to take. So whenever you work with mandalas, you definitely want to set aside 30 minutes to an hour. And that is going to be from, you know, getting it from designbundles.net because we are super fast when it comes to downloading your designs and getting them over to Cricut Design Space. So you want to allow time for getting your design over there, getting it sized out, and then cutting everything out because you are working with super duper intricate pieces. So definitely keep that in mind. Give yourself 30 minutes to an hour for this project. Also, this project, I would still say it's beginner friendly, but maybe a little bit more intermediate. So I want to go ahead and start off by talking about my supplies Then we'll talk about how we're going to layer it. We're going to put it together. So a few things that I've got, once again, I've got everything linked down below for you guys. So you definitely, whatever colors you want to do, this is more like a snowflake, whatever colors you want to do, feel free to maybe just purchase. You could definitely just purchase, light blue and dark blue, or you guys could definitely just purchase a little bundle pack like this. And that way you have all of your colors ready to go. A few more things is you may need a pair of scissors just in case. You want some adhesive. Now, I have the Tombow. If you guys want to just kind of glue them all flat, that's something that I would recommend. It's super nice because it has like a really intricate tip on it. But what we're going to actually be using today is little foam dots here. Once again, I've linked all of the supplies down below for you guys. And it doesn't matter if you don't have these ones. So like this one comes with a mixture of small to medium to large. But you can definitely, the little square ones, you can cut those down as well. So feel free to use whatever you guys have. And then we've already cut this out. I chose the heavy weight because this was heavyweight cardstock settings. And you guys can see, I've already put these two together because I was trying to, before the live, figure out how I was going to get this small intricate one. So what I did was I popped one on the ends, the middle. And so there's nothing here. I didn't add anything and it's perfectly holding that space in between. So you guys can see, look at these, look at this intricate pieces here. And you guys can snag this today. This is one of those designs from our dollar event. Once again, if you guys are just joining us, we are so excited because today is the event of the year. This is our ultimate dollar event and it runs now through December 2nd. Now make sure you guys run over there and start checking out those designs because there is limited, I believe, on some of these. But if you are a Plus member, I do believe we have extras for Plus members. So we'll walk through all of that after we get done, as well as Q&A. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how do we know how to layer this. Now, we know that it's going to be, light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue. So we know that. Now, the way that I did this one, I want to explain really quick before we actually dive into here before cutting it out. When you're working with a super intricate design, you want to pay attention because the designer has designed this at a certain size. So they actually have this set at 8 inches. They've already done that for you. So I got myself an 8x8 shadow box. But the problem is I want you to pay attention whenever you grab your shadow boxes, you may want to go up a size because it'll actually turn into an 8x8. Because you want to pay attention to this little lip right here. Because if I measure, and even this little guy here, because if I actually measure for that, it's 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. So what I did was I brought this down. Now, luckily, this design was able to handle, because I want you to show you that again. I mean, look at those tiny little dots there. If you try to bring this down, you could have problems. So if you ever run into problems and you think, well, why isn't my machine? This design is built, your machine can only go so tiny. So definitely make sure you keep that in mind. Try to keep it at least that 8x8. Now I did go 7 1/4 and it held up, but I wouldn't recommend dropping any lower. That is only whenever you're working with intricate designs. All right, so I've talked about that. Now what I did was, because I did 7 1/4, now keep in mind when I pop this down in there, there's a few steps and then we're going to go ahead and jump in, and it won't take us long to put together, but I'm going to pop this in here really quick just to show you. So when I pop this down in here, I'm going to have a little bit of border all the way around. So what I did was, so in my background, I peeled off the paper that I had on here, and then I cut out, I believe this was 8 1/4 or 8x8, something like that, whatever this back piece is. So I just measured the back piece. And then I cut me a piece with just my little paper trimmer. So that way we're going to actually work from this. So that's what I'm going to do. So we are actually using this glue. So let's start there. So we're going to go ahead. Now you could use a tape runner, and that's what I would actually do, but I didn't bring it. And so let's go ahead and start to add this. So I'm just going to go like this. I'll actually go on here, and I'm just going to go all the way around here, making sure I'm getting those edges because the weight of everything, adding all of this. And then we're going to build off this platform. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this in. For you guys that are just joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys all for being here. We're so excited. Now, today is Black Friday. I know for the U.S., there's a lot of shoppers out there, and I hope everybody is staying safe today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just smooth this out. We can actually flip it over to get ourselves a more smooth, because we do have like these pieces here. So I think I'm good to go. All right, so we're ready. So I'm going to pop these guys back out of here, just like so. Now, this shadow box here is one of those ones that you would actually drop stuff down into, but that's all I could find locally. Now, I do have one down below, which is super cheap on Amazon, so you guys can check that out. So we're going to layer on here and work our way up. So how do we know, once we cut these out, how do we know where these are going to go? Well, this design in particular does actually have them lined up for you guys, so you can remember that. Once again, we know that we have light blue, dark blue, light blue, dark blue. So what you can do is, so with our first one, we know that it's a solid sheet, which we are going to line up in here. Then we're going to notice with our next one here, we've got the less dots, the less cutouts, right? So then we're going to go there. So then this one right here, you notice this one here, actually, and I want to say, yeah. So then I get confused and I'm like, well, actually, does this one go behind? Because they're pretty similar except for this piece here. But I know it doesn't because I already have dark blue. I have dark blue, light blue, dark blue. So I know, okay, nope, it goes on top. Then same thing. We know that this one has the least. This one's getting more because we've got some teensy tiny little dots going on all the way around. So then same thing. So once we keep going, it's just going to, we're going to do that same thing. We're repeating. So smaller, more, you know, and you're just alternating colors. So you guys can see that there, just a quick rundown. We are just getting more and more cuts. So that's how you're going to line up your mandalas. Once again, if you guys are just joining, I already added this one here this morning just to figure out how I was going to do it because of this. So when you guys go to layer this one, just put one on all four corners as well as your sides. And then once again, you can just cut that down really tiny. You could use square foam dots. You can use circles. You can use whatever you have and cut them down. So I didn't worry about all this stuff. It's still popping. It's still good. All right, so let's start lining this up. So once again, welcome to the ultimate dollar event for design bundles. We are so excited to be live with you guys today. I hope you guys all, I am yet tried to lay your paper traps. I'm telling you, you're going to love paper crafts. I am a huge HTV and adhesive vinyl, but every now and then I love to relax and just play around with the paper crafts. So and that's actually where I started from years ago. So for this one here, I'm actually going to glue this one down again because this is actually technically my bottom layer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that same thing so you guys can see where that Tombow glue is going to come in handy. And we're going to go ahead and line this up. So I'm going to try to center this as best as I can because I have to keep in mind this is going to go down in there and I don't want it to be wonky. So once I go to lay it down in there. So we're going to hope for the best. Okay. So you really want to pay attention that you're centering this up because when we go to add this to our back here, let's see if I can get this back in here. You guys see that there? We need to make sure that everything is lining up. So I think that's going to be pretty good. We're going to roll with it. All right. So let's just keep on checking. So now for our back layers here, it's going to be pretty easy. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get my bigger foam dots here. You guys could just feel free to get crazy with those big pieces. So what you want to do, you really want to, because of the weight of this, make sure you're getting all four corners. And I'm going to go ahead and get these pieces here. And I don't think I'm going to worry about just two at least. Let's trying to think. I may go ahead and do this as well. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and peel these off, and then we're going to just quickly keep on going. I've never done this before, but I would love to try. I'm telling you, you would love it. Mandalas are definitely, they kind of remind me of a puzzle a little bit. So if you guys love puzzles, I think you'll love this. Now, you will have to keep in mind, once again, when you're working with something super intricate, you want to stick with the designer size or bigger. If you go bigger, that's completely fine too. But you really don't want to go any smaller. Just make sure because those intricate cuts. So it is a little bit more time consuming because there is several layers to cut out, but it is definitely worth it. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that I'm just lining everything up. So I'm keeping everything lined up. So once again, I kept all of those foam dots because I was worried about the weight of everything. So I think everything is good. So let's keep on going. And hopefully I do not run out of foam dots. That's going to be my problem, I think. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. And also, I do recommend, too, that you guys do just like I did. Line everything up first. So that way you're not already in your project and confused, and then you accidentally lay one down that doesn't need to lay down first. So do your puzzle first, and then go backwards and, start laying them down. So you guys can see my pile here, and I'm just flipping them like this. All right, so you guys let me know. We're going to do a Q&A at the end, like I said, and we are going to do, I'm going to walk you guys through the Plus membership and stuff like that. So let me know, have you guys already went on over to the, to Design Bundles Ultimate event. Have you guys already purchased some bundles? What is your favorite bundle? Let's see, they have added dimensions. Let's see the layer projects. They look so pretty. They are so pretty. So yeah, they're time consuming, but they're a ton of fun. This is going to be a perfect project for you guys to make for the holidays, for the house. And this would be great for everybody to participate. I just got one. What are we making? Okay, so you just got on what are we making? We are making a 3D mandala. So we are making basically a home decor. So we are layering right now all of these layers. So we've cut out all of these pieces here. This is a file that you can find down below. And we are just making some of the projects from the dollar event. So if you guys just joined, we actually made this towel here. You guys can replay this after the show and definitely check that out. All right, so we're going to keep on trekking. Now, once we keep going, so I think we've got maybe like 4 more layers of these big dots, and then we're really going to start getting into those small ones. So we're just going to keep on layering here. So if you guys got any questions, you guys let me know. And I'll try to answer those while we are laying this down because it's going to take just a few minutes. I'm just continuing to pop on these little dots. Now, once I get here in the middle, I can actually get some of these medium-sized ones too. So I'm going to do that. Just like so. I am super excited that we are able to go live with you guys. This is such a huge thing for Design Bundles because, you know, we make videos, you guys are watching, we're interacting through the chat, but it's not the same as going live and being able to talk with you guys live. It has definitely been a ton of fun. We are so excited and we cannot wait to continue to do this. Yes, went to the dollar deal. Awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm so glad that you went and I'm glad that you are loving it. The designs are amazing. I got some bundles. I'm new at all of this and doing learning, playing with our own creation style. Yes. And that's the thing of it is, this is the perfect time to start snagging. If you guys are just now getting your Cricut for the holidays, or you plan on getting a Cricut or a silhouette or whatever it may be, if you guys are new, even if you're not new, you know, your business, you're making t-shirts and all of these kind of things, this is the time to start snagging this. These are perfect. Hello. And this is the perfect time to start snagging all of these designs and stockpiling these so you guys have them. So it's just a perfect way. That's something that I've done for years is I come to the dollar event. Well, obviously not years, but you guys get the point. So for a long time, I've been coming to their dollar events, and this is where I will purchase a lot of my designs. I think the 3D crafts are awesome. Thank you so much. I do too. Definitely one of my favorites. Once again, if you guys are into puzzles and you guys like a long project like this, you're going to love it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to go through here. Once again, if you guys are joining, we have the ultimate dollar event going on here. So make sure you guys jump on over to designbundles.net. We have the links down below for you guys. So definitely go over and snag them. I've already spent 20 bucks. And imagine for $20, you probably have thousands of designs, I imagine. So I'm so excited for you and your new projects coming. Let's see. Talk to Santa about a Cricut, an Easy Press. I will definitely put in a good word for Santa for you as well. I highly recommend the Cricut Easy Presses. I love them. What size are you thinking? Okay, hold on. I've dropped a piece. Okay, so that's the one thing is you're going to end up with a lot of these little dots here. Let's see. Great idea. I love to do that. Thanks. You are so welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and keep popping. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys really quick. You guys can see those layers going on there. Look at how cool that is. Now, what I did before I got started too, because your box is only so deep to make sure that you're going to have enough room in your box, is I laid all of these stacked up in there just to see. So I know I had 10 layers. I stacked those up just to see if it was going to fit. So that's what I did. All right, so we're going to keep on going here. Now we are starting to get in a little bit more of pieces like this. So you want to make sure we don't block any of these small pieces. I'm going to get one here, here, and maybe inside those. So let's see here. I'll try to pop it up here so you guys can see. We're going to get some little ones maybe. Start to bring in those baby dots. I'm going to bring this in just like so. Once again, I really hope that you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. We definitely did. My husband he fried a turkey yesterday. And then we also did one on our big green egg, which is basically like a barbecue grill. And one of the barbecue grill was amazing. Lots of fun times with family and friends. So I really hope that you guys did as well. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to peel all of these little corners here. And then once again, when we get done with this, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. I'll show you guys a couple of the designs if you guys haven't already been over there. I want to go ahead and talk about the Plus membership. A few things while I'm putting this together to talk about the Plus membership is you guys, if you guys are a Plus member, every single month, you're going to save 15% on, you're going to already pay for yourself. If you guys buy a lot of designs, you guys are part of the design bundles, dollar deals and stuff, you're going to already save that money for that membership. So you guys, it's going to pay for itself. So you're going to save 15%. If you guys are a gold member, for example, you're going to save 15% off of your purchases. You're going to get 50 plus credits, which you guys know here on the design bundles, I do a lot with the plus credits because I love them so much. And to me, I feel like that's free product. So you get 50 plus credits. You can save them. You don't have to spend them right away. You can spend them whenever you guys want to. So you can build those plus credits up until you guys really find the files that you want. They have thousands. I mean, thousands. I'm just going to exaggerate. I'm not going to exaggerate, but I feel like there's even more. I feel like there's 20, 30, 50,000. I don't even know what it is of all the designs combined together between the crafters and sublimation designs and all of those things. There is so many free fonts, all that stuff. Plus, if you're a member, a gold member, you guys are going to get, you get freebies every single month as well. So you have an area for all of your freebies. And then I was trying to think, the 15%, you guys have Designscape, a design tool. There's a few other designing tools too as well. So lots of different goodies. And as well as, so for example, with this dollar event, you guys will get extra access. So there's only a limited amount of these bundles, but if you guys are a Plus Gold member, you guys will get extra access. Plus with our dollar deals that go at the end of the month, you guys will get extra access. So I believe you guys get like 24 hours, right? 24 hours instead of 1 hour. So that's just to kind of talk about that a little bit. It's definitely one of my favorite memberships. All right, so we are getting close, guys. We've only got a few more layers here. I'm going to go ahead and keep popping these on. Once again, if you guys have any questions about this project, definitely let me know, and I'll try to answer those while I'm continuing to pop on all of these pieces. Which bundle was the Mandala in? We actually have it linked down below for you guys, and I believe it should be labeled Mandala for this project, and you guys should find it. So we do have it for you guys. So definitely check it out. I love it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop these in here, just like so. All right, here we go. Just wait. Let's see. Okay, what cardstock am I using? This one for today is actually this one right here. This is from Hobby Lobby. It is Paper Studios, but you could grab these from Michael's, Joann's, Amazon. We've linked one down below from Amazon that's very similar to this one. So that if you guys, don't want to get out and about, you guys could definitely just snag it down below. So we try to make it easy for you guys, and we really try to list all of those items down below for you guys to make it a lot easier. Now, they may not be exactly what I'm using, but it's really close. So that way you guys have quick, easy access. And what we're trying to do with these lives is we're trying to give you guys enough time. So if you guys are going to start watching our lives, so whenever we post it, say, for example, we post ahead of a time, like a week before or several days, you guys could get out, grab your supplies so you guys could craft along with me. So that's what we're really trying to strive for and do. That way you guys could craft along. I could answer those questions live in case you are struggling. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get this one lined up just like so. And I'm trying to use, I'm actually working from the side, and I feel like I'm actually getting off a little bit. But if I am, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to peel this up, and I'll probably kind of scoot it. We'll see. I have a feeling I'm getting off, but if so, you guys will definitely get the point. Are these foam stickers? Yes, these are foam stickies. These ones I actually got once again from Hobby Lobby, and they were in several in a pack like this for like $3.99. But you guys, I have some linked down below, guys, in case you guys can't find those. All right, so just some foam dots is all you need. And with these foam dots like this, you can definitely try to make sure I'm staying in the correct direction. You guys can definitely cut them down as well. So sometimes you get like those foam rolls strips as well. You don't want to use double-sided adhesive or, for example, like this, because what it's going to do is it's going to lay it flat. You could do that if that's the look you're going for. But if you really want this really awesome 3D effect, you want to use these foam dots. So hopefully you guys can see that there. I'll try to pick this up every now and then, but we've only got like 4 layers left, I think. And actually, I only have 2 more because I've already did that top one. All right. So when it comes to the ones that are super intricate like this, I take the smallest little foam dot I can find, and I keep it. I try not to get off on the outside because you will see it. And then I'm going to go ahead and get 2 more. Now, also, you guys can definitely replay this afterwards in case you guys have missed anything and you need to slow anything down. So we're going to go ahead and pop those on. Now, once again, you guys can see here, I think what I'm going to do, I think I could probably, I'm going to get one on each corner, just like I did with that first one. And I don't think I'm really going to worry about all of these little tiny pieces on the inside. I think we're going to be A-okay. So I'm going to go ahead and peel these off. I think the longest part too of this, like I said, allow yourself 30 minutes to an hour. The longest part too is peeling these backs off. Now, I do know I used to have one long time ago. Can't remember the brand. It was a little box where you rolled them out. I want to say it's by Glue Dots. And so you're just peeling them off of a strip, and then you're not having to worry about all of these. So I highly recommend you check that out too. If we can find it after the show, we'll try to link it down below for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and, I think I got them. You can always test them by touching them all. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this one down very carefully, just like so. And then I'm just pressing these down. I don't think I got any on these sides. I got some on these sides, right? I forgot 2 right here, but I'm trying to convince myself. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go backwards. So what I'm going to do is, let's see. Yes, it is by Glue Dots. Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. I've already peeled both sides. So if you guys miss a spot or you see a spot that needs to be picked back up, you can go back in just like so, and boom, we fixed it. So I'm going to go and do the other side as well, just to be safe, because once again, when you take a bunch of cardstock like this, the weight of it is going to push it down. And if you want this to stay like this for years to come, definitely don't cut to corners, because what's going to happen is with, humidity and all these different changes, you're going to start to see this thing, start to collapse in areas that you didn't think was going to collapse in. All right. So definitely don't skip those corners, but hopefully you guys can really see, look how cool that is. How 3D this thing is. This is all cardstock. This is 10 pieces of cardstock. How fun is this? All right, so we've got 2 more. I'm going to do this one, and then, like I said, our tops are ready. So let's go ahead and get this one down. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. So I'm getting all 4 corners here, just like so. Now, once again, if you guys are just joining us, we are making this mandala here. This is one of our designs from our dollar event. So we have our Ultimate Dollar event going on right now through December 2nd. So definitely make sure you guys check it out. The links are down below to all of these projects that I'm making today. Once we get done with this project, I'm going to do some Q&A. So definitely stay tuned for that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. You know what? I use the computer too much because I say click on, and then I also try to zoom into things with my fingers whenever you can't zoom into photos that are in your head. So let me know if that's something you guys do as well. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, because of the weight of it, no, I think I'm fine. So as you guys can see, once again, I went 4 corners, all sides, and I think we're good to go. So I'm going to peel this. This design is gorgeous. So whenever you're thinking of this design, when you're looking at these designs and you're thinking, oh, well, I think I can just crop that down and do like a 5x7. I don't recommend that, because you are actually going to be changing the shape of these and sizes, and you're going to make it more intricate. So definitely don't do that. So really try to stick around with that 8x8 or bigger. When you're messing with smaller, intricate designs, and you're wondering when your machine starts to get kind of choppy with your designs, you've went too small. So definitely size up. You can always do some test cuts. Like, say, for example, if you want to test out a size, cut out the most intricate piece like this one and see if your Cricut can handle it. If so, proceed forward. That's a way to not waste a whole bunch of paper as well. So we're just getting those corners there. Oh my gosh, this color combo too is just gorgeous. Okay, so we're adding our last layer. There was actually 2, but once again, before I went live, I went ahead and tested my 4 corners because this one has the least, space to put anything. and made sure that I would be able to pull that off. And I did. So we've got our last layer here, and then we're going to try to pop it in our box. So everybody, I need you to cross your fingers. So I want to see down below, I want to see those fingers crossed that this is going to line up when we go to put this in the shadow box. So I want to see those crossed fingers, thumbs up. I need something. I need hope that this is going to fit inside of that box. So I'm going to go ahead and snap these down. We've got this side and this side here. All right. There we go. All right. So I think that's good. Nope. I was almost going to forget these. I'm actually just popping this. You guys see that? Wasn't even thinking. I was popping it straight on this one, and that's okay too. So instead of putting it on this layer, so cool. I can see why thankful I'm a Plus member. Yes, Plus members. I'm telling you, 15% on top of, I want to tell you guys, with your dollar event, you're going to save 15%. So what is that? You get it for like 85 cents. Is that correct? I believe that is correct. Because I know with a dollar deal, whenever you go to purchase because of that 15%, instead of it being $1, it's 85 cents. So that's another thing to keep in mind, guys, if you're not a Plus member. On top of the 50 Plus credits every month, the freebies, you name it, it is amazing. All right, so we've got our corners. We are ready. We're adding our last one. We need a drum roll. Here we go. This is so cute. I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so springy too. Look at that layer. That is way too cool. Look at that middle. I'm going to really bring this up so hopefully you guys can see. I'm trying to be real slow and angle that so you guys can see all the way down in there. This is going to be the coolest 3D mandala I think I've ever done. So if you guys have been wanting to do a mandala and you look at it and you think, I don't know, I think it's too hard or whatever. I'm telling you, this is beginner friendly. You can do this. This is definitely beginner friendly. This is intermediate. You're going to enjoy it. This is like a puzzle that is amazing for us crafters. Okay, so definitely check it out. And then this would make a great, home decor or a gift. So here we go. Drum roll. Let's pop her down in here and see if everything fits. And I dropped a piece. Hold on. We're going to have these glue dot backs for days. All right, so we're going to drop this down in here. It's looking like everything's fitting. We'll know the moment of truth when we go to flip it around. So you're just going to put your little legs back in here. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? I love it so much. Now, and I can see already a foam dot that I've left over there too. Some of these shadow boxes, I do believe that you can remove the glass. So you could always take the glass out so you can see it. The glass is going to help preserve it too from all of that humidity and moisture. And I'm not sure what I did there. I did something. But I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to make sure that light glare is not on there, but there you guys have it. You guys let me know. What do you think? Thank you so much, April. Thank you. Alexa. Is it Alexia? I think it is Alexia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. So what we've made today, let's recap really quickly. This, and we've made our sublimation towel with the Siser EasySubli. So let's go ahead and get ready to switch on over to our screen here. Let's go ahead and switch on over to our screen. So that way I can show you guys how to, I'm going to show you guys the Plus membership. I want to walk through the Plus membership as well as I want to show you a little bit of their dollar event. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to switch on over. So give us just a second. All right, here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with design bundles. So we're over on designbundles.net. This is the very front page you're going to come to. This is the dollar event, and I'm actually going to go ahead and switch cameras so I think you guys can see me maybe. So this is the ultimate dollar event, and as you guys can see here, we've got 5 days, 12 hours, so on here. So as you guys scroll through here, you guys can see all of the designs that you can get. Look at these bundles, $1, which if you guys are familiar with the dollar event that happens at the end of each month, this is like that, but 100 times better. This is our biggest event of the year. So definitely make sure you guys are checking it out. So you're going to come here. You're going to see all of these different bundles here. You can also, I believe, go through here from, all these different little pieces here to kind of maybe, go through the layers. But let's go ahead and just click on one. Christmas rounds. We're going to click on this one here. You guys can see all of the different files inside. You guys are able to just kind of scroll through here and see those. So let's go ahead and back it up and maybe peek at one more. Let's go back to that dollar event. See if we can see one more. Like this one right here, look, 700 designs. So you're going to get all of these designs. You have tons of SVGs to choose from. I mean, it's just amazing. For $1, you guys cannot beat it. So you guys can see there's Sublimation. This one right here is $1. This one is one of my favorites. I've actually purchased it myself and paid full price. Well, actually 15% off. But you guys can see this. If you guys see where it says After Party, this is because I am a Gold Plus member. So any of these, if you see that they're sold out, if you guys are a Plus member, they're probably still available for you. So you guys can just add them to your cart. So $1. I'm going to go ahead and quickly zoom through here really quick so you guys can see some of these designs for $1. So if you guys are into sublimation, you guys do not want to miss this. This is the time of the year to stock up. Same thing with your Cricuts and silhouettes and all of those things. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on over to my Plus membership. So I'm already logged in. I want to show you the backside a little bit to show you what you're going to get for that Plus member. So for one, you're going to get that 15% off of all of your purchases, as well as your dollar deals, which is going to be 85 cents, guys. You can't beat that. You're going to get that. You're going to get the 50 plus credits. Now, what is 50 plus credits? I want to show you guys. This is how long I've been a Gold Plus member. I have 346 gold, the plus credits, if you will. So I'm able to stock these. I don't have to spend them all right away. And then whenever I decide, oh my gosh, I've got a big deal I'm working on and I'm going to want to, stock up on some designs, I can quickly go through here and I've got unlimited money. So to me, I see it as $346. So I've got a ton of that built up. Now, as well as, so you've got all your Plus products, right? So if you click on all Plus products, look at this. I was off. So I said like 50,000, 145,404. This is technically free designs in my eyes because you're getting these with those Plus credits. And what's really cool is if I'm scrolling through here, I already know I purchased this one. You can see it says purchase, 1 Plus credit. And they're so easy. These you do not have to add to your cart. So if you're a Plus member, any of these Plus credits, you can simply download them straight to your computer. So I'm going to show you just really quick. I'm not going to click on it just to show you. So say, for example, I want this buffalo plaid. This is awesome. I could sublimate with this. I could make paper crafts with this to make mugs, all these things. I'm going to click on buy now for 1 Plus credit, confirm, download now. And as you can see, it's went straight to my computer. I didn't have to go through and add it to my cart and all of those things. So that's something that's super nice. You can see all this. You could, so say, for example, I am working on Christmas. I can type in Christmas. You guys can see as I'm starting to type in Christmas, they're popping up. So you guys can definitely do that. You can also on the side here, I can go to graphics right away. I could just go to, whatever it may be. I can, sift through all of these seasonal, crafts, whatever I am. If I'm a crafter, I can see all these different, mandalas, SVGs, all of that stuff. Same thing. I can come up here and I could type in Mandala. Try to start typing this out really quick and see if we can get them to pop up. I start to type out Mandala and I'm going to see all these different types of mandalas, like even this really cool tumbler here. That's a sublimation design. So let me go ahead and show you a few more things here. So that's just your designs that you can choose from. You're going to have bonuses and things like that you can do to add more, to earn more Plus credits. Your purchases. So I can find any of my Plus purchases right here, as well as my drop down from up here. I can come and do that as well. So you've got your purchases, easy access. So I can download these again and again and again. So if I'm on another computer, I lose it, whatever it may be, I can continue to download these. Freebies, you're going to get all these different freebies every single month. Look at how many I have. I have 123 freebies. These are just going to continue to add in. Look at this. I've got a freebie. It's a Christmas Santa Christmas bundle here. I've got this Saturday's brunch font. So I can come through here and pick any of these as well. They're free. They belong to me. Same thing. Download now. I don't have to take them through the cart. So last few things, you have Designscape, which is an editing tool. So if you guys click on it, you guys are going to see that it's going to give you a little bit more information. So this right here, you guys can layer. So if you guys are into sublimation and you guys have an Epson printer, you guys can go through your Designscape and you can layer. So say, for example, I'm using that buffalo plaid, but I want to add a name on it. I could do that right here inside of Designscape. If you guys are Epson users, Sublimation, highly recommend Plus membership just for this. You can also go in and create your background. So if you guys have an Etsy site and all of those and you're working with your mockups, this is a great tool for lots of different things. Even designing things is very similar to like Procreate and things like that too. All right, so I believe we've got 2 other ones. You have a file converter, so you can convert a file from like a PNG to an SVG, things like that. If it can pull it off, it'll tell you the different ones. It can do a JPEG or whatever it may be. And then you also have Pixescape, so that way you can go in and do some editing to photos as well. So lots of cool things with this Plus membership. And right now we do have a free trial going on. So I do highly recommend right now checking that out. Now is the time to definitely check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready for Q&A. All right, so I am so excited that you guys are all here with me today. I'm going to bring this up so hopefully you guys can see my 3D project here as well as my towel. So you guys let me know if we've got some questions. So do you need a sublimation printer when using Siser EasySubli? Yes, you do. Now, if you don't want to use a sublimation printer, there is actually the same it's basically works in the exact same thing, but it's for your inkjet printers. You can get it on 143 vinyl. We'll try to link some down below for you guys afterwards, but it is for inkjet printers and it works exactly the same thing. So it's printable HTV is basically what it is. All right, so do you print directly on EasySubli using your sub printer? Yes. So you'll put it in your sublimation printer just like you would paper, and then it'll print directly onto it. But this time, instead of mirroring it with Siser EasySubli, you do not. So do not mirror when you use the Siser EasySubli. So the Easy Cricut, hold on. So is the EasySubli the same as normal sublimation ink? Yes. So Siser EasySubli is the exact same ink in sublimation printers. It works on here. They have designed it to work along with this material, and it lasts. And once again, as you can see, you don't even need the long temp times and all of that stuff. So definitely. Can you have a few HTV projects for the holiday season? For sure. We have tons of videos coming up, so definitely stay tuned. We have quite a bit of HTV projects coming up, so they are already lined up and ready for you guys. And I do believe we may have one or two for some lives coming up, so definitely stay tuned for that. Do you have the shadow boxes have glass? Let's see. Do all shadow boxes have glass? No, they do not. And one thing, I'm going to give you guys a tip for these shadow boxes. Keep an eye on Michael's and Hobby Lobby and Joann's, their clearance section. So whenever this glass gets broke over at Hobby Lobby on these, they stick them in the clearance spot for like $2. So highly recommend. That's a good place. So I've purchased those for Mandalas myself. So definitely make sure you guys check out that clearance area at all of your stores, even Walmart. Check and see if they've got clearance broken glass on those. And another place would be at junk stores as well. Where do you get your paper set? So this paper set that I have is actually from Hobby Lobby, but I have one that is pretty much identical to it down below, but you could also get them Joann's, Michael's, and things like this. This one is actually Paper Studio, and it's usually like 50% off, so it's like $5. All right, where do you get the, okay, let's see. Could you make it bigger instead of doing the back layers, or is there a reason to make it? No, you could definitely, you want to, when it comes to a mandala like this one is 8 by 8, you can make it bigger. So if you're going to make this mandala and you want to change the size, go bigger, not smaller. The reason why I say not smaller is because those intricate pieces, Cricut can only cut so small. Same thing with Silhouette. You can only cut so tiny, and you're going to get some really jammed up paper if you try to go any smaller. So highly recommend 8.5, 8 by 8 or bigger. The bigger, the better as well. And you don't have to do the super very back ones. You could definitely do whatever layers. If you don't want, so say for example, you would think that we don't need the back layer. You can see that teensy. Let me try to bring it up. You guys can see, hopefully without that glare, you guys can see that little bitty inside. That's the very back layer. So sometimes, depending on if you want that piece there, you could get away with letting it go. Okay, let's see. Does it matter how deep the shadow box will be? Most of these crafts, you can't tell. Yes, that's what I would do. So I know that it's 10 sheets. So say, for example, before you get started on your craft, you look at your mandala, bring that SVG in and say, oh, it's 20 sheets. So I know that I need 20 foam dots. So like I said, you could even take foam dots and stack them right on top of each other, take 20 of them, and maybe take that with you to the store. I mean, as silly as it sounds, or stack up 20 of these, measure it, and that way you know I need that much depth. And also maybe add in an extra, not even a whole 1/4 of an inch, but maybe I would take 10 sheets. So say it's 10 sheets, 20 sheets, measure that as well. So you know you need to add in another 1/4 inch or whatever it is. And that way you know how deep you need your shadow box to be, because we had probably maybe 1 or 2 more layers that we could have got away with. All right. Any more questions? Let's see here. So I think that was the very last question. So I thank you guys for being a part of this. And I highly recommend that you guys head on over to designbundles.net and check out the Ultimate Dollar event. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.